Did she like have any places that you guys know that she would usually be at? Any friend's house?
When a 13-year-old girl vanished without a trace, detectives never suspected the predator in their midst, manipulating the search to bury his darkest secret.
What do you want our viewers to know when they see this?
She's a sweetheart. She's a very sweet, kind girl. Just please be nice to her. Bring her home if you find her.
He was so calculated that no one saw through his deception until detectives searched his phone, uncovering something far more disturbing than they ever imagined.
I'm pretty sure you know what some of those pictures are about. You're a very intelligent person. And I don't want you to discredit yourself by saying you don't know about all the pictures that are on your phone.
As the clock ticks down and the case takes a shocking turn, detectives lose their patience, watching the mother desperately trying to hide a sinister secret.
If I knew anything, I promise you, I would tell you. Like, I am willing to take a lie detector test, whatever the fuck you want, but I don't know anything.
February 25th, 2024. In Kissimmee, Florida, 13-year-old Madeline Soto was celebrating her birthday, surrounded by family and friends. It should have been a day to remember, but no one predicted that it would be the last moment anyone would see her alive. The next day, at approximately 8 p.m., a 911 dispatcher received a sudden call.
Do you need police, fire, or medical?
Police, possibly. I'm reporting a missing child.
Okay, and the child that you're trying to report missing, are you calling on behalf of the parent?
Yes, on behalf of the mother. She's like,
okay, and then how long has it been, though, since you guys have last seen her?
Since this morning. She was dropped off at school this morning, and apparently she never showed up.
As the minutes stretched into hours, officers failed to respond quickly, making the situation even worse.
Do you need police, fire, medical?
No, it's not a medical issue. We have a missing child since this morning. We already called 3 times.
Yes, ma'am. I see you. This is waiting for a deputy to respond.
You're waiting for a deputy to respond?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long more do we need to wait? It's a child missing.
I understand that, ma'am, but I'm just not able to give out. Yeah, I don't know when they'll be there.
So this is not important for you guys? Really?
Earlier that morning, Madeline had been dropped off near Hunters Creek Middle School by her mother's boyfriend, 38-year-old Stephen Stearns. That afternoon, Madeline's mother Jennifer arrived at the school, expecting to see her daughter waiting. But Maddie was nowhere to be found. Jennifer walked inside to ask the school staff, and the response she received made her stomach drop. Madeline had never been in class that day. 3 hours after the emergency call, officers finally arrived to begin the search, unaware of the main suspect, holding the dark secret behind the entire tragedy.
Hey there, what's going on?
So, my daughter was dropped off close to school this morning, but never made it. I went to pick her up from school.
I'm sorry, one second.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir. Okay. So, she was supposed to be dropped off at school, didn't make it to school.
Didn't make it to school. I went to pick her up from school today,
Okay.
and she never came out. They announced it over the speaker, and I'm just like, maybe she walked here, because sometimes she'll walk here to this office. I came here, nothing. I went back to the school, they were closed. I got a notice, an email from the school saying she was absent, but I also messaged her teacher, and he looked at her entire attendance today and saw that she was completely not at school today either.
Okay.
So she never made it.
Okay, what's her name?
Madeline.
What was she last seen wearing?
Green hoodie.
Green hoodie.
White Crocs.
White Crocs.
Either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Black shorts?
Yeah.
Black shorts? Okay. Black shorts. Alright. Do you know if she has like friends in the area?
She does, but she doesn't know where they live.
She doesn't know where they live. Okay.
A K-9 search unit was dispatched to the intersection near the school, the very place where Madeline might have walked. The handlers held their breath, watching their dogs for any reaction.
He dumped her off here, or he dumped her off up ahead? Okay.
And she walked this way, coming down.
So her scent's probably all over here anyway.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. What are you telling me? No. Okay. Yeah, we can call it.
After 15 agonizing minutes, there was nothing. No scent, no clue. Just an absence that felt impossibly vast. As law enforcement pressed forward into the long, exhausting night, the grim reality began to settle in, leaving them grasping for any signs.
So weird.
About 20 minutes until the sun's going to set, and dozens of volunteers are still out there looking for 13-year-old Madeline Soto. They've been out there all day.
50 hours and counting. That's how long it's been since 13-year-old Madeline Soto was reported missing. On Wednesday, family, friends, and dozens of deputies searched several areas around Orange County. And still, no sign of the teenager.
Madeline Soto had just turned 13 the day before she vanished. She described as a quiet, reserved, and often kept to herself. She struggled in school, also with anxiety and ADHD. As clues became scarce, investigators immediately turned to the two people closest to her, her mother Jennifer Soto and Jennifer's longtime boyfriend Stephen Stearns. For 7 years, Stephen had been in Madeline's life and now the last known person to see her. He asked to describe how Madeline was acting following her birthday party on Sunday night.
She was just happy. She was very happy. Everyone's happy. It's nothing out of the ordinary. I can't remember anything particular that happened.
To get a clear picture of the timeline, investigators asked him to reconstruct the events of the following morning.
Woke up around 7:15, somewhere around there, which is an early start for us, but we had talked about getting McDonald's breakfast beforehand, so we wanted to make good time. We did make good time. We got out the door maybe 7:30ish, 7:45ish, maybe.
As Orange County deputies knocked on doors, one detective set out to find someone who might hold a crucial piece of the puzzle, Madeline's best friend.
I thought it was fishy yesterday when she didn't text me at all, because usually even if she doesn't go to school that day, she texts me like the night or the day of, like she'll wake up early just to like text me like, hey, I'm not going to school. And she didn't yesterday, but I didn't think anything of it because I thought she like slept in or something.
Okay. Did you ever try to call her or text her or anything?
Yes, I called her.
And no answer?
No answer.
And that's completely out of the ordinary for her?
Yeah.
Her friend drops a key detail, which set the detectives scrambling for more answers.
She had told like, when I turned 13, once I turned 13, I'm going to leave this house and never come back.
Why 13?
Because she would always brag, because I said that I can't wait till my birthday, and she was like, are you having a birthday party? I said no, and she was like, oh, I get a whole bunch of money, like $500 something. I think she was waiting to turn 13, that way she could get a whole bunch of money and go.
But where would she go?
I have no clue.
With each suspicious words growing like a shadow, Stephen continued his account, detailing what happened after he dropped Madeline off and returned.
Let her out. Have a good day. Love you. Thanks. Love you too. And I turned around and was driving away and was watching her in my rearview mirror to make sure that she was going where she was supposed to go. And she was moving in that direction, but she was rummaging around in her backpack or something. Find out later that she forgot her phone here, so she may have been rummaging for her phone. But she was still kind of making her way towards that direction, so it looked okay. Looked like any other day.
And you said that that's typical of her to walk that distance?
Yeah, she likes the morning walks when it's cool. And she will sometimes like to hang out and wait for her friends. She's known to do that.
Jennifer and Stephen had been questioned multiple times, but their stories didn't add up. Then, a shocking discovery within their home sent investigators to a new disturbing path. Jennifer afforded the house by renting out rooms. The 4-bedroom home housed 2 tenants, leaving only 2 rooms for Jennifer, Madeline, and Stephen. You might expect that Jennifer and Stephen shared one room, while Madeline had the other. But that wasn't the case. Jennifer kept the master bedroom to herself, and because her relationship with Stephen had been strained for the past year, he occupied the remaining room. For Madeline, they prepared a makeshift space on the first floor, hastily sectioned off with false walls. But she rarely slept there. Investigators were stunned by what Jennifer revealed about their sleeping arrangement.
Is it normal for both of them to sleep in the same room?
Sometimes. When I really need a good night's sleep, I will send them upstairs. But when, also a lot of times we will sleep together in the king-size bed, all 3 of us. Or sometimes Stefan will go upstairs and our bed alone. So it just really depends on what's going on that night with our schedules and what we're doing.
Okay, where were you sleeping?
Downstairs in the king-size bed.
Okay. Is it just you 2 here? Well, you guys have a roommate, right?
We have 2 roommates.
So what rooms do you guys use?
The room downstairs, the master bedroom downstairs, and room number 4.
As investigators combed through Stefan's room, what they found cast a disturbing shadow: a stash of lube and sex toys. It was a discovery that pointed the case in a deeply troubling direction. In police photos of Madeline's small makeshift space, a grown man's underwear was spotted in a laundry basket, tangled in with her belongings. Stefan wasn't just an ordinary guy. He had an obsession with accumulating things, like gaming toys that seemingly stuck in a child's mindset. He was once employed in real estate, but his most recent job had been as a Disney World cast member, until curiously, he left the job shortly before Madeline went missing. He often travels to Northport, Florida, where his parents lived. Yet, he still visited Jennifer and Madeline 2 to 3 times a month.
And what does your time splitting look like? Are you here for days, weeks, months, something else?
Weeks at a time, yeah.
And so, I guess, when did you arrive this block of time that you were here?
Day before yesterday, actually.
So, what night? Saturday?
Yeah.
I think. So you got here Saturday night.
When investigators turned their attention to his phone, the case took an even darker turn. Stefan hesitated as he handed over his device, and what he claimed next immediately raised suspicion. On February 26th, the very day Madeline disappeared, he had downloaded a new iOS update. And conveniently, he insisted that this update had caused major technical issues so severe that he had been forced to apply a complete factory reset. Despite the factory reset, digital forensic experts knew there was still a chance to recover the critical data, and what they uncovered in Stefan's phone would send shockwaves through the entire investigation.
And from what I understand, that you gave the deputies consent to look through your phone. You did? Okay. What do you think was on the phone?
Text messages. Emails. Phone stuff.
Pictures?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of pictures were on there?
Training card pictures. Lightsaber pictures. Disney pictures.
Here's where I'm going to be brutally honest with you. There's your phone. And I'm pretty sure you know what some of those pictures are about. You're a very intelligent person. And I don't want you to discredit yourself by saying you don't know about all the pictures that are on your phone. You understand what I'm saying? So do you want to add to the list of pictures?
Buried deep within the recovered files were hundreds of disturbing images depicting Stefan and Madeline in deeply disturbing sexual situations. The earliest of these images even dated back to when she was just 8 or 9 years old. Most of the photos carefully obscured Stefan's face, but a unique mark on his body part became a distinguishing feature, leaving no room for doubt. Among the files, detectives uncovered several naked images of other tenants in the home, photos he had secretly taken peeking through doors and violating their privacy. Now, the case against him was quickly growing into something even more monstrous than investigators had initially imagined. When Jennifer was confronted with the images, her reaction was unsettling. It took a long time for the reality to sink in, and even when it did, Jennifer clung to Stefan's version of events.
That your first reaction, no matter what you were told or shown, missing and we're seizing a cell phone, or we're showing you pictures of her giving him a blowjob, your first reaction is to protect Stefan.
Throughout the investigation, her behavior was puzzling.
What you just said is the sex stuff is fine.
It's not fine.
Hold on. I know every relationship is different, and I know everybody's family is different. Whether she wants to do it or not, that is not consensual. And you prioritized him again.
When law enforcement informed her that they were now searching for Madeline's likely remains rather than a missing child, she didn't shed a single tear.
Who the f*** cares if we think he killed her?
I don't know why I said.
But that's the problem. You don't know why. So the reaction in your mind is you are continuously protecting this guy. So why do I sit here and believe that you don't? Because right now, you know Stefan killed her. You know Stefan's been. You know without her body, can he be charged with murder?
I don't know.
While her level of involvement remains a hotly debated issue, the evidence from Stefan's phone alone was enough to change everything. What started as a frantic rescue effort had now shifted into a recovery. Investigators needed to piece together Stefan's exact movements on the morning of February 26th. But as they retraced his steps, the cracks in his story quickly began to surface. When detectives pressed him on why he hadn't driven her directly to the school entrance, he gave an odd explanation.
She was asleep in the car most of the time, just snoozing until we got there. And she wanted to be dropped off a little down the ways from the school. She's got this phase that she's been into lately where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front of the school. I get it. It's an image thing.
After dropping Madeline off, he claimed he went to a local vape shop, only to find it closed. So he described running a few errands, stopping by gaming stores, and eventually getting a flat tire that delayed his return. As confusion builds over the timeline, detectives review a security footage from the streets and notice a flaw in Stefan's story.
Did you go anywhere else after the smoke shop?
Oh, no. I don't think I went anywhere specific. I was just driving probably in the direction of home. But I don't remember stopping anywhere specifically.
And you were there for 5 to 10 minutes?
Roundabout, I think.
Okay, so like let's say you drop her off at 8:40. We don't see her car coming back south until 10 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing between 8:40 and 10 o'clock?
Cruising around a little bit.
Okay, but I asked you earlier, like what you were doing, and you said you were there for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then you came back home.
I mean, I don't know what to say. It was just a normal day. I didn't have anything important to do. The smoke shop was supposed to open soon, so I made my way over there. Wasn't any particular rush, though.
His timeline didn't check out, and the truth about what happened to Madeline was getting darker by the second. The gated community where the family lived was equipped with CCTV cameras, providing investigators with a crucial lead. When detectives reviewed the footage from that morning and spotted Stefan's car, alarm bells immediately went off. Clearly visible in the passenger seat of his old silver Lincoln was Maddie. She was positioned strangely, described as slumped over. With the incriminating video evidence and the damning phone data, Stefan was now firmly in the crosshairs of investigators. Yet, despite the overwhelming suspicion mounting against him, he continued to cling to his flimsy story. Meanwhile, detectives resigned to the grim reality that they were no longer searching for a missing girl, but rather for her remains. By 11 a.m., his vehicle was seen near his home, where he was caught on camera discarding multiple trash bags, a discovery that would become crucial in the case. When officers recovered and examined the discarded bags, they uncovered chilling contents: Maddie's school laptop and charger, her backpack, and a single right-footed Croc. Police also recovered Maddie's school notebook. Inside, they discovered pages filled with unsettling graphic depictions of inappropriate acts. But the most chilling discovery was a handwritten poem titled Always, believed to have been penned by Stefan himself. With mounting evidence, investigators had more than enough to escalate the charges against him, from child exploitation to first-degree murder. Then, on March 1st, a crucial call came through to detectives. A witness had come forward, claiming to have seen a man fitting Stefan's description near Hickory Tree Road on February 26th. The witness recounted how the man appeared tense, possibly even frightened as he changed a tire near the roadside. At the time, the bystander thought little of it, assuming it was just car trouble. But after hearing about Maddie's disappearance, the memory took on a sinister significance. Acting swiftly, authorities scoured the surrounding area, and soon they made the heartbreaking discovery. There, discarded among a row of bamboo trees, was the lifeless body of 13-year-old Madeline Soto.
truly heartbreaking. We are learning that Madeline Soto's body was found right near where I am standing on Hickory Tree Road. And they found her body around 4:30 this afternoon, according to the sheriff's office, in a very wooded area. And a source tells Fox 35 that it takes a couple of miles to get to where her body was found by foot. I want to just show you what it looks like over here right now. You can see we're blocked off at this intersection. A sheriff's office deputy blocking off the area where they say that they found Madeline Soto's body.
She was found wearing a green sweatshirt and blue jeans, her fragile form covered with pieces of dry grass. There were no shoes found nearby, and her socks remained remarkably clean. This led investigators to conclude that she had likely been deceased inside Stefan's car before being dumped at the scene. A later autopsy would confirm that Madeline had been strangled, and authorities suspected that she had been killed either on the night of her birthday party or in the early hours of the following morning. With a mountain of incriminating evidence stacked against him, Stefan faced a barrage of charges. Held without bond, he now accused of 13 counts of sexual battery, 7 counts of lewd molestation, 39 counts of unlawful possession of obscene materials, and first-degree capital murder. Yet, even with the possibility of the death penalty looming over him, Stefan refuses to admit to his heinous crimes. Even in his jailhouse calls to his parents, Stefan clings to his fabricated innocence. In their first public statement since his arrest, his parents openly condemned Jennifer for her negligence, but didn't shy away from exposing their son's history of deception. They painted a picture of a compulsive liar, a manipulator who had been dishonest with them about nearly everything for as long as they could remember. On April 26, 2024, 37-year-old Stephen Michael Stearns entered a plea of not guilty. His trial is scheduled to begin on September 22, 2025. Prosecutors have made their intentions clear. They will be seeking the death penalty, and now he sits in Osceola County Jail, awaiting his inevitable fate. What he allegedly did is beyond reprehensible, and it is the worst of the worst. As for a possible motive, some chilling theories have emerged. Those close to Maddie believe she may have suspected she was pregnant. Having only recently begun puberty, she may have missed a period, causing her to panic. Perhaps she confided in Stefan about her fears. If so, that revelation would have sent him into a tailspin, realizing that his dark secrets were on the verge of exposure. In his twisted mind, eliminating her may have seemed like his only option. It was a house of horrors, a place where an evil presence lurked in the shadows, and poor Maddie never stood a chance. If you're still with us, thank you for watching. Show some love by smashing that like button, and we'll see you in the next one.